I want to talk about Adelaide bringing to a grinding halt Melbourne's unbeaten run, but this is an outcome that we're going to be speaking about quite a bit through the week, I dare say.
Yeah, we will. These are the final moments, though, and Clayton Oliver, he played one of the great individual games you're ever likely to see. Kicked 3 goals and just had, nearly 40 disposals. But
16 up, Lotto.
Yeah, 16 up at this point in time. 7 minutes to go, and Tex won some brilliant one-on-ones against Stephen May. Then they kick another goal here.
Fogarty.
Fogarty, he's a beautiful kick for goal. Doesn't get enough of the footy, but he nailed that one.
Yep.
And then suddenly it's 5 points. Tex won another one-on-one mark after a controversial decision didn't go Melbourne's way. They hang on and they win by a point. But as we know, this is the controversial moment. So this should have been...
And we're going to see that one in a minute, Laura. This is when the final siren goes. Bill Ned McHenry launches this into the stands. Look at that. And Matthew Nicks is pretty happy.
Imagine if the siren hadn't gone. You kicked it out in the full free kick.
That was a draw.
I was thinking about Ned, silly Ned.
What about your mate, Tex?
Oh, well, your mate. And well done. They're very happy coaching box there. But it came down to one man and one man only. This man here, Tex. Look, 50 seconds to go. 45... He just hits them beautifully, doesn't he? Beautiful timing. Does not look like...
He hasn't been beaten one-on-one yet this year, Stephen May. I thought Tex got him a few times last night.
Exactly right.
But
good finish. You'd love that, wouldn't you?
Loved
Tex
it.
kicking
Loved
that?
it. I love the crowd going nuts in Adelaide.
Did you like Tex kicking the goal to win the game
I
for him?
loved it.
Give him something.
What do you want me to say?
No, we'll give him something because
I just said I loved it 3 times. I loved it.
But it's more than I loved it because, I'm not trying to set you up here, but Tex has actually been put through the ringer, hasn't he, over the past couple of years?
How's he been put through the ringer?
Did you not out him for being fat?
I think we both...
lack of leadership.
Both gave as good as we got.
And we've moved on.
I think you might have landed a few more.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Tex maintained a dignified silence.
I'm not sure about that.
Pretty big decisions made.
You know what we used to do on the Sunday Footy Show? Remember that segment? What's your decision?
That was World of Sport on Channel 7.
Let's look at the final moments because it was a great win from Adelaide and well done. But should it have been a win? This is holding the ball every day of the week. There's prior opportunity there. He doesn't dispose of the ball correctly. That should have been paid.
What's your decision?
Tries to hold the ball. Gone. And that ball goes back in and Taylor Walker marks it off the Rory Sloane kick. And I'm not sure how the umpire can't pay that deliberate. Now, Damo, they've had media conferences on Sunday mornings before twice this year. I would expect they'll do the same today.
Well,
there's no intention other than to go to the boundary line.
No, and look, even if the free kick was played, it doesn't mean that the goal
would have been a
scored by
draw.
But it would have been a chance
But how good's a handball not to go through for a point? That's a great handball.
But, Bill, on the definition of what is deliberate,
I
that
don't
is
care.
deliberate.
It was a great handball not to go through for a point.
That is true.
Would you agree that players tighten up in big moments sometimes and some great players seize the moment? It feels like this year, in big moments, some umpires are tightening up in the moment and not paying what they need to pay in big moments.
Especially in front of crowds like the Adelaide Crows crowd.
So I think that umpire's tightened up. If he had his time over again, clearly he'd pay it. But in the moment, it got the better of him.
If that was at a different venue...
MCG?
Yeah, it would have been paid, wouldn't it?
Gone. So let's look at some of the other deliberates that we've seen this year and compare them to that one. So these are ones that have been paid deliberate. Look, Bont is signalling to his teammate that he wants to kick it to them. It drifts out of bounds and the umpire pays that for deliberate. So compare that to Nick Murray last night and the intent to go to the boundary, and Bont can't believe it. Clearly that wasn't intentional. We saw this when Zerha, he's having a shot for goal and the ball goes out in his own forward line. That is deliberate. So it's a real frustration of footy fans that they turn up not knowing which way the rules are going to be interpreted week on week. And this one here from Vlosten as well.
Kick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just a skill error with two teammates in the vicinity. But compare the severity of Nick Murray's last night, and that's where fans get a bit frustrated.
It just had to be paid, and look, I do expect some form of reference to that today, or at some stage of the review they have on Mondays about that decision. Yeah. I don't think they'd call it press comments like they have in the past, but I think...
No, but it's a statement they'll put out. But it's going to be hard for them to concede again that there's been a mistake which potentially has cost the 4 points.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to, because these decisions are happening.
At a time when the umpiring department is, well, not in disarray, but, they lost their coach, didn't they?
Yes, they have. And they've had a bad week with coaches coming at them from all angles. Speaking of coaches, Simon Goodwin very diplomatically handled the situation last night. Michelangelo Rucci put the question to him, and I think he was happy to handle it this way.
You're going to ask about deliberate out of bounds, and what it is and what it isn't?
Look, I think it's still one of those areas that we're still finding our way in as a game. What do you think?
It's deliberate.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need the words, TJ. Darcy Fogarty, a key player in the late stages of that game last night, has got an issue here with contact to Jake Lever, high on the back.
In the back?
He was reported, so it's already been referenced and will be assessed by Michael Christian and others on the match review office tomorrow, but it's unnecessary.
Striking on the back.
You can say, some people might look at that and go, well, it's pretty minor, but at the same time, why do it?
So he'll get off with a fine.
Well, he shouldn't, because it deserves a week, doesn't it?
It was
probably
it was a stupid thing to do when your opponent's not looking. That's the only, if that had got him high, the consequences could have been catastrophic. So
but this is the
it's unnecessary.
But this is the flaw, I reckon, with Michael Christian as the match review officer, and it's an ethos that Chris has held for quite some time. In that, it should be judged on the act and not the outcome. Now, if he had have gone down and unable to take any further part in the game for some reason, then we would have been talking, 2 weeks, whatever.
It's silly. It's silly to you, but it wouldn't bruise a grape, that.
No, but it doesn't. But it should still be based on the act as opposed to the outcome.
If it got him in the head, Laudo?
No, but it didn't get him in there.
I understand, but that's what TJ's saying.
But it didn't happen.
Why do it though?
Yeah. Well, it was silly, a fine, and move on.
Yep.
As we are moving on now.